Hey guys, welcome to Gamerview, episode 2. Today we got Beer HaleyBaby joining us to add in her expertise. But first, let me introduce my co-caster, Chase.
Hi, how y'all doing? Chase Guidry here.
And of course, this is Adam. Haley, why don't you give us a quick introduction or background on yourself so listeners know a little bit about you.
Okay. Hey guys, this is your HaleyBaby. As you guys may know who I am, but for the people who don't, I am on Team Fear, the pro team for Call of Duty, for Black Ops. Actually, any Call of Duty, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, there's not really too much for me to say except that I'm a girl gamer that compete at MLG, and I'm on Fear, so not too much.
What's your best ranking to date as far as in MLGs?
I think mine was top 24.
Wow.
It was at Orlando when I teamed with Fear Moho, Mochilla, and Takeover. That was my team. We were called Fear Black.
And I know you used to go to MLG for Halo. What, I guess, was your reasoning? Like, why'd you switch to Black Ops for MLG instead of like Halo Reach?
Honestly, I was getting bored of Halo, just the same things over and over again. And my friend was like, hey, you should come try out for this team called Team Fear Females. And I don't know, I like challenges, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I practiced for 2 weeks straight, and I made the team, so just decided to take on COD more than Halo.
So you wanted some change, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, well, this week we're basically just going to be delving into mostly Call of Duty. With Modern Warfare 3 coming out and its record-breaking sales, we felt that we had some complaints, but also, I mean, some things that the game did good that we wanted to discuss. Chase, you want to run through the sales numbers?
I mean, the sales numbers are, I believe it was 5.6 million that was for Black Ops in 24 hours, and 15 million units sold overall for Black Ops. But with Modern Warfare, I beat that with 6.5 million in 24 hours.
Why do you think Call of Duty has gotten so... It's basically one of the biggest gaming franchises, if not the biggest gaming franchise in the world. Why do you think it's so popular? Yeah, why do you think it's so popular? I'm asking you.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of like it's very youthful, I can say. I mean, why do you think dubstep has gotten so popular? I mean, it's just a trend of the time and age, in my opinion. I mean, I come from a long, line of gaming since like 2003. I mean, had a high ranked, team on Rainbow Six in the world, and I mean, I know my stuff on games, and I just think because the game is so user friendly, I think that's has to do with a lot of how come it's become such a success.
Haley, do you think there's any reason? Because I think it's quite obvious that Call of Duty's really surpassed. It's taken over that console shooter market. Like, it's surpassed Halo by far. Like, you playing both games a lot, do you see any reason why you think it's become so much more popular than Halo?
Oh yeah, Halo is more fantasy, and I know a lot more people like the realistic of it, and they can kind of see themselves as playing as that character more than Halo. I know a lot of people like it because it's more realistic more than fantasy, so that's probably a really big key factor in why it's so successful.
They can put themselves in their player's position, I guess.
Yeah.
I know. Right now, my biggest beef, I guess I'll go into this before I actually do the differences between the games, is Call of Duty's become this very cookie cutter type game. Every year, you make a few changes, come out the new one, it'll sell millions upon millions. Didn't you say, Chase, there's like there's two separate companies pumping out Call of Duty games.
Yeah, it was down to there was three actually, but since Infinity Ward just completely went under, turns out the whole people that were at Infinity Ward that left went to Sledgehammer Studios, which is who made Modern Warfare 3, and they are also making another title that's on the way as we speak.
By the way.
And the other Treyarch that's still making them. But on your comments on how it's become somewhat of a cookie cutter type of game, well, I think a good franchise to compare Call of Duty to is somewhat. People would think this is ridiculous, but I think a good franchise would be World of Warcraft, because that game has not really changed in all the expansions that it's came out with. All they've done was nerf some buffs and added characters, and that's pretty much what you're getting with Call of Duty. All they're doing is making simple changes to make certain things more powerful than others, and they're adding a couple new features. And they're selling $60 titles, for really what should only be $20 download content.
Okay, you got a little bit of robotic voice, by the way. But Haley, do you see a problem with, I guess, the cookie cutter type build of it all, with them basically giving people the same game every year and them eating it up?
Yeah, I don't want to buy a game and it's just like all the other games I've bought. Like, I want something new, something fresh, and I think that's a big problem that they really need to fix. You need to get more creative, or I don't know, they need to do something besides making the same game and just adding new stuff to it.
Do you think they will, though? Because, right now, if you look at it, play devil's advocate for a second, it's working for them. They're putting in, I would think, minimal amounts of work, and they're getting $1 million in return.
If they're making that big of a profit, then yeah, they're probably going to keep doing it.
Sad fate of it all. Chase, you need to mute your mic. You're getting some feedback going on. Alright, we're going to head into, with the release of Modern Warfare 3, the big questions that have come up all over the community is basically the comparison between the two games. And we just want to go into some of the details that set the two games apart, what they've changed, what's better, what's worse, etc. What was your first impression, Haley, whenever you first got on Modern Warfare 3?
The first thing I thought was like, wow, MW 2.5. That was the immediate thought. I was just like, wow, it feels like I've played this game before. So,
my first experience with it was literally, I didn't have it. We were having a Halo 1 LAN at one of my friend's house. And whenever the host of it was in a separate room because we already had 8 people playing. And we walked in there, and I saw him playing. I said, why are you playing like Modern Warfare 2? Like, I literally said this, and he was like, this is 3. And I'm like, are you serious? So, I think it really is way too similar. But it's still a fun game. What do you see as, what are the difference in the perks that you've noticed?
I'm not really sure because I never played MW2 a lot. I don't know, I guess I really didn't pay attention to the perks, but I do know that these perks in MW3 are a lot more advanced than MW2 perks. So.
How do you mean advanced?
Like, they're a lot more detailed. Like, it's hard to explain. I don't know how I'm trying to explain this. I don't know.
Alright, Chase, what do you think about the difference in the perks? Have you noticed anything in particular, or?
Well, whenever I played on Modern Warfare 3, I didn't really pay too much of attention to the perks. I mean, I just went with what I usually went with when I played Modern Warfare 2, which was using the just the silence. I went with more of sprint and silence, like I always have been with. But what I have to talk about on what has really changed in the game, as in nerfs and buffs, what is a drastic change is the quick scoping. They gave a buff onto it. It's a lot easier to do. It's a lot faster to do. Um, Personally, I'm not in favor of that. I think it's just making the game a little bit more user friendly.
How did
I
they make
mean,
it easier? Is there some magnetism like there is in Halo, or
well, yeah, there's a little bit more magnetism, and you can also you zoom in a lot faster than you did in Modern Warfare 2.
Mhm.
And it's just, just imagine, you know how like it was in Halo 2 when you were playing and you could just swipe, you know?
Yeah,
It's not like that, but it's got an advantage similar to it. It just it's different. You can't just do that in Halo 1 or just Halo Reach or Halo 3. You can't just swipe it, and it automatically slaps them upside the head. Well, in Halo 2 you could. Well, in Modern Warfare 3, quick scoping is just far too easy. You see people get it was pretty easy in Modern Warfare 2. I've seen people do some amazing things. And I'm not saying it doesn't take skill, but it takes less skill in Modern Warfare 3. But the main concern, I think, which they did in the game, was they gave a nerf to the drop shot. And by the time you get on the ground, you're already dead. There's no reason to really drop shot almost now in the game.
you want to explain to some
with
people what drop shotting is, in case they're
Well, drop shotting is whenever you get into a one-on-one situation and you want to go prone, because whenever you see that one-on-one situation, your enemy most likely is going to aim at you, and because he aims at you, he's going to aim at your head. Well, if you drop to prone position, he's going to have to take so many. It's going to be a half a second, maybe 250 hundredths of a second. That's how much time it's going to take him to go from where your head was to aim down to you on the ground, and that gives you an advantage to shoot them before they can shoot you. Well, by them making the time length of it taking to become in the prone position, it is it's almost no use to even do it, because with the amount of another thing they've done with the guns in this game in Modern Warfare 3 is there's not as much recoil as there was on Modern Warfare 2. Now I didn't play Black Ops, so I don't know how the recoil was in that game, but there was a lot more recoil in Modern Warfare 2 than there is in Modern Warfare 3. It seems like, I've used multiple guns on Modern Warfare 3, and it seems like, all you got to do really is just to hold down the trigger. It's like shooting an assault rifle on Halo 3 or Halo 2, or Halo 1. All you got to do is just hold down that trigger and let it get them. It seems like if you've played on Battlefield 3 at all, some of the light machine guns, like the M249 and a couple other guns, like the LMG, you can actually hold down the trigger, and it actually puts the gun into a rhythm where their aim will stay, and it will not kick up at all. And it seems like they have somewhat of the recoil is the same, similar to that, which you can just hold down the trigger, and your your iron sights will still stay in the same position. They won't rise up as if with a real gun, really and truly, you're not going to want to hold down the trigger, in real life. So those unrealistic things do not accommodate the drop shot very. It
really hurts the drop shot very much, in my opinion.
Did you have any more, like anything that big that stood out to you besides that?
Other than that, map design. The map design in Modern Warfare 3. I'm not, I'm not a fan of the new Call of Duty, the direction it has went into, but I give the game a chance. It's not like I totally say, oh, it's terrible. I mean, I'm not trying to give anybody some, hassles or shit or anything, but I give the game a chance, and I'm a pretty good educated person when it comes to squad-based games. I know what to look for, and I know how to see I see, what kind of features within a map need to be there in order to be successful. And the sad thing is in Modern Warfare 3, there are not a lot of these maps do not have features of what most games should have. Like Modern Warfare 3, just the maps are the best comparison is a maze that you would put mice in to find cheese. I mean, that's the best comparison in my opinion. I mean, if you look at Modern Warfare 2, you got maps like Favela and Invasion and Karachi, however you spell it. I mean, everyone calls it something different. You got maps like Quarry. You got maps like Underpass. Those are all maps that have elements within them which create choke points. And there's high ground in the map, which in order you gain the high ground in order to have a better advantage, because high ground always has a better line of sight upon the enemy. And there's not a lot of that in Modern Warfare 3. I think there's maybe 2 maps that I played in all that I was like, okay, this is a decent map. Like Fallen is a decent map. It's not the best, but it's one of the more decent maps in the game. I thought Fallen was a pretty good map. Another map I think is a pretty good map is Mission. Mission was a pretty good map. But if you want to get into overall, it seems like they totally took away elevation in the game. I mean, yeah, there are maps that have different elevated levels, but the problem with that is those different levels like serve no like purpose really. Like, I mean, I didn't really have time to, I don't have a squad anymore to play with. So I can't really break down the maps truly overall and see how things should go down. But, I mean, like maps like Downturn, yeah, it has like a subway that is lower than all the other parts of the map. But really that hole to enter the subway really serves no purpose in order to gain higher ground or anything. I mean, I don't know if she agrees or not, but I mean...
Yeah, how do you feel, Haley, about, I guess we'll just go back real quick to the drop shot or going prone, and then like the maps compared to Black Ops. Do you feel that there's a problem, or?
Yeah, like drop shotting, like it used to be a challenge. Like I know when I played for fun in MW2, it was a challenge because like a lot of people don't really expect it, but now in MW3, so many people expect you to drop shot, and with quick scoping, it used to be hard, but now since they kind of buffed it to make it a lot easier, the game's not really challenging to do that. And then for the maps, I don't know, the maps in MW3 are not my cup of tea at all. Like, most of the maps are really big and they're campy. I don't know, since I come from the competitive scene, it's just not good. And you also have to think about, and some of the maps are really one-sided. What I mean is one side has more advantage than the other, which, I don't know, from the competitive scene, they need to fix that to make it on the circuit.
That's like the one-side maps is a problem in terms of games like Call of Duty, because one-side maps work in games like Halo as long as the power weapons aren't spawning over there, because it gives the players over there a reason why they have to leave that side. But in a game
Right.
where you already have all the weapons you want, if one side has a clear advantage, there's really no reason they're going to leave it, and it's just going to be a slaughter fest. Do you think it has the capability of being a competitive game, or do you even think that Black Ops was really competitive?
Yeah, Black Ops was a really good competitive game. Like, it's more of a team played game than just like Halo. You could just destroy the whole team. I mean, you could do that in Black Ops, but it's more team oriented. But I don't know. If MLG wants MW3 to be on the circuit, that's something that they would have to fix, is the one-sided maps. I mean, it's just a must. And if they do pick up MW3, they have a lot to tweak. A lot. So.
Do you think that's worth switching for them?
Yeah, because, I mean, I've, like, all my friends are, like, I have a lot of pro friends and I have amateur friends, and they cannot handle Black Ops for a whole nother season. It's just, we just can't do it.
I wanted to get into a little bit about, I guess, how we're discussing whether or not it's competitive, because I wasn't a huge spectator of Black Ops. As far as MLG is concerned, I follow Halo, I follow StarCraft, and I'll, like, I guess, look and see who the winner was, maybe watch an interview or two. But the past, I think it was the Nationals said it the same, but Optic Gaming was the first interview I saw with the team after Orlando. They did win Orlando, right? Yeah.
Yes, they did.
And they had discussed about how they just made some team changes, just pulled the players together, didn't really practice as a team, went to the event and won. And my first reaction to that, I think I actually put it on my Facebook, was the game can't take that much skill. Like that, I haven't played it, so I'm speaking completely like uneducated about it. But that just made me mad, honestly, to hear that a team could not practice and win an event.
Well, I mean, I was mad too, but they've all teamed before, so they already had that chemistry, and they practiced, but not too much. But they just knew that they already had that chemistry together, because they did team all together once before. I think it was the beginning of Black Ops, so they got the whole squad back together, and since that chemistry was already there, they really didn't need to practice as much as some other teams did.
What do you think as far as the skill gap's concerned? Is there a huge skill gap between someone who just picked up the game and the pros, or do you think, honestly, maybe it's a lower skill gap than other games, like it's easier to learn and maybe that's why?
Honestly, I think there's a big skill gap, just because anybody can pick up a gun and shoot somebody. That's just easy. But a lot of people going into the competitive are just not really competitive about it. The game's more mental. I think it's 90% mental, 10% gun skill. And that's what separates aims and non-competitors and pros, because pros, they actually know the knowledge of the game and are smarter playing it. So it's not really
mentally,
about
you're talking about like positioning and teamwork,
spawning and positioning, and things of that knowledge. You're talking about like
all of that, and knowing what to do in certain situations, like the spawns, all that stuff.
How do you compare it to, since you come from a Halo background, which makes you not completely unique, but pretty unique as far as a lot of people, how do you compare it to, because you played, was Halo 3 the last thing you played?
No, Halo Reach.
Yeah, you actually did play Halo Reach.
Yeah, it was only for 1 year. Well, one event.
How do you compare, I guess, the skill that's needed to play Black Ops to the Halo titles, 2, 3, Reach?
I mean, Halo, I'm not gonna lie, Halo takes a lot more skill, but in my opinion, Black Ops is more team oriented, and that's what separates Halo and COD.
Is the amount of teamwork that's required?
Yeah, because in Halo, like I said, you could just go through the whole thing, grab the flag, do everything by yourself. But and not just Black Ops, any Call of Duty, you have to work as a team. You gotta get those cutoffs. You gotta you gotta move with your team.
Well, it's more squad based.
Yeah.
And I think Halo is squad based. It's just a different type of game. You got different chemistry and situations that come upon you, different map designs. You got teleporters and you got lifts and portals you got to deal with. You got multiple levels and all kind of things that you have to deal with. People are more spread out upon Halo. A lot of the strategies within Halo is spreading your team out and using a lot of times you'll use one of your teammates as bait in order to suck the other team in to come in and chase the bait in order for everyone to just get one shot on that guy and kill him. With the difference of Call of Duty, it's not about that. It's more about holding down positions and choke points. As you look in, I remember playing on Modern Warfare 2 on, you would spread your team around on one side of the map and you would hold down all the entrance, the choke points, and you would make sure no one would get through. And that you would have your team so held down that they couldn't spawn behind you. So, all they would have to do was come at you. It's a more campy based game, and which I guess you could say requires teamwork, but it's all about everyone staying alive more than doing objectives and whatnot.
Do you feel that do you feel that Modern Warfare 3 as is even considering the settings and things, has the capability to be competitive? Because I want to say the one benefit of Modern Warfare 3 as opposed to Black Ops. In Black Ops, everyone used the FAMAS, right?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Is that being said, is that because the FAMAS was the only balanced gun, I guess, it's the most useful in all situations?
Yeah, that, and it's a lot easier. And in MW3 though, there's more guns you can choose from than Black Ops.
There's a lot more guns, and there seems to be a lot more noob tubes, in my opinion. That shotgun that's the highest ranked shotgun. It's like a little noob tube.
Yeah.
That you know what I'm talking about? People put a suppressor on that and a scope, and they literally just run around and just pop you like it's nothing. And it's that's allowed, if they were going to in my opinion make it a circuit game, I think they should there's a lot of noob tubes in the game for sure, and some things are going to get banned. I don't think dual wielding should be allowed, in my opinion. That's another thing.
Do you think that Modern Warfare 3 has capabilities to be tweaked enough to be competitive? Because one part, the most important thing in my opinion about being able to be considered competitive is you have the same, circle group capable of winning. There is a set, you can look at a group of players and say they're the best because their results show it. Do you think with the way it is now, is it capable of being held up to that standard?
Oh yeah, most definitely. The pro team Fear, they scrim every single day, and I watch them live stream, and they said I think one setting is when you join the game, and you know how in Black Ops it gives you 60 seconds to get everybody in the game.
Mm.
Well, in MW3 they really don't have that, so you have to rush. But if they fix that, then it would look really good as a competitive scene for MOG. But
I want to ask you a little question about fear. Do y'all have divisions with, you have like your one team and then you have your female team?
we did do that. We did have the pro team, and then we had Fear Females, and I was actually the captain of Fear Females at the time. But it just got to a point where there was so much drama involved in it. We just, girls, they like to start some drama,
Yeah.
So
That's
we
funny.
just kind of, me, Moho, Renegade, all the guys, we just thought that it was just best not to have a female team and just to have the main team and maybe a
Actually,
secondary team
just so y'all only have one team? Okay. I was
as of
wondering
right now.
exactly how many squads y'all actually had. Because I remember back in '06, MLB had like, they literally had,
Mob had like 100 teams.
yeah, they had like 8 or 12 or something like that.
Every single person that
it was
was playing
ridiculous.
Halo had a mob tag.
Yeah. I was like back in the day on Rainbow Six, there was like 3 or 4 different squads of SWAT teams. And they were all like united together, but they had different squads.
I wanted to move away from Black Ops for a second and kind of ask you just about female gaming in general. I have a big problem with female-only teams trying to be competitive. Not that I don't, because women in general, they have completely as much possibility and skill, but you never see 4 good dedicated females all on the same team. And I feel like in general this gives the female gamers in the league kind of a bad rap because it looks like they don't always place that highly when in truth there'll be 1 or 2 really good players playing with 2 really bad players, and if they teamed with some other just good players in general, men or what have you, that they'd be placing highly. How do you feel about female only teams? Do you think that there's a place for them if you want to be serious?
Honestly, I wish there was one girl team that just took everybody by surprise. I mean, I've been on multiple girl teams and they just don't work. I wish they did. I think the only team that I can think of that actually did really good was High and Mighty and Team Babe. But both of those teams broke up because of drama. So, I mean, they just don't work out. No matter how hard you try, it's either, like you just said, 2 girls are amazing, and then the other 2 are just...
Women can't get along. I hate to say it.
No.
Y'all are better, y'all are just better as solo. Women can't get along. There's too much drama with women.
Right. And the best way, and this is from experience, the best way to do this is a co-ed. If a girl wants to play, do not start a female team. It won't work. Do a co-ed. Get you and another really good girl, and then get 2 guys. Because co-ed teams are the way to go if you're a female.
Can you imagine though, like, if a whole female team, they all had their menstrual cycle at the tournament?
Been there, done that. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, they don't work.
No, it does not work.
I mean, I support, like, I'm glad what PMS did back in the day, like, bringing females to the community and empowering them and all that. They paved the way. But in my opinion, back when PMS was paving the way, Xena was doing far more for female gamers than PMS is doing. Because Xena came up in Halo 1, had an older brother who was a pro, was really good, did decent in Halo 2, and she didn't feel the need to team with females, and she had good placings. And I'm trying to think who her teammate was.
Wasn't it Smiley?
Smiley. Her and Smiley both were good in their own right, and they were on a co-ed team. And I felt like not enough people copied that like type of team, like copied that vision, and that all these girls. I'm not sure if it's because maybe some girls are shy and they just want to be teaming with other females like their friends. But for females that want to be serious, I just feel like you need a team with you need to make a team based on skill, regardless of who it is. Guys shouldn't cut out female players because they'd rather have a guy on their team. Females shouldn't add females instead of guys because they want to have a female on their team. Like, it needs to be completely skill and chemistry based in order to be successful at all. And not to mention, y'all have the co-ed teams have the rare advantage of, just because the industry and the way it is and fans, if y'all have decent placings, you get instant like notoriety. Just
Right.
nature of the beast. You're women.
Yeah,
You got a bunch of nerdy guys.
They're more marketable for sure.
Oh, extremely,
Yeah.
extremely more.
Yeah, when you have a women look better on the cover of things than a bunch of guys.
I feel like we're gonna have like feminist groups fucking sending me.
See, and I'm a really big fan of Xena and like what she's done. And for Orlando, I wanted to play, but no offense to girls, I just didn't want to have to deal with them. So I was actually like, Moho, I want a team. And so me and him made a team, and just from experience, it's a lot better to team with guys more than girls, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. Because I went actually farther with a guy team more than a girl team.
How do you feel about, I guess, the retirement process of competitive gamers becoming booth babes? I think Xena's done several booth babes. I think she's a booth babe for Astra most recently. But do you think that hurts y'all at all, or?
I wouldn't really say hurt. It's just I kind of wish they would continue to play, and I don't know. It's like a two-way feeling on that one, just because I wish they would play and keep that good gamer image instead of just becoming just like any other girl who can be a booth babe. I mean, it does hurt us, but then it doesn't.
And I guess my last female topic. How do you feel about how am I going to word this? The MLG groupies. The females that attend, and they're kind of infamous. There's a few names I could drop, but I'm not going to. They're kind of infamous for going to MLGs and sleeping with pro players or semi-pros.
I mean, I don't know. It's such a iffy topic because like I'm friends with a lot of them. I mean,
Wasn't this a Call of Duty podcast?
Yeah, that's also.
I'm strong with you.
I mean, that's
Come on,
such
you gotta have an answer.
like. Yeah, I mean,
Is it a bad thing?
Yes, it's a really bad thing. I mean, if you go and just to spectate, hang out with your friends, that's fine, but there's a lot of girls that's like, oh, I'm a girl, I'm gonna go to a guy, I'm just gonna do that with him, and it's just like, you're making everybody look bad. I mean, I'm not
exactly?
Have you ever told them that they're making y'all look bad?
I've told 2 girls, yeah, I was like, you need to stop. Like, you just stop. But, I mean, they're not going to listen because they're like, oh, I'm not doing anything. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, I've dated a couple. I mean, granted.
Well, that's how you got into it, though. I mean, no, I reword that. You got into it
I have a question.
because your boyfriend
What do you think
was
about
a competitive player.
Well, that's how I got into Halo, and then my friend, like I said, was like, you should try out for this team for COD, and I was like, sure. So, that's how I got into Call of Duty, was for trying out for fewer females, And then ever since then, I just got more and more successful into it. And I didn't need a guy to get me through what I've accomplished.
You had a question, Jay?
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about you know, say your teammate, say you know, homegirl trying to hook up with your teammate, and you
You're
know,
on a co-ed
it's
team.
becoming, yeah, if you're on a co-ed team and he's hooking up with you, or well, she's hooking up with your teammate, and you know, it's a distraction, or just a guy also, you know, if you were on, I had another girl on your team and some guy is trying to hook up with her, you know, as a, you know, a groupie guy or a groupie girl hooking up with one of your teammates and becoming a distraction. What do you, I mean,
Should
do
it be
you
a
see
business
that at all?
relationship?
Like it's actually happened to me. Like one of my teammates, like we were friends, and we just I don't know, we just kind of started talking, and then it just got to a point where it was distracting him, and we placed really bad. So it takes a lot of toll on the team because their mind isn't completely focused on the game. They're more focused on, oh, she looks pretty and stuff like that. It just takes the concentration off the game, which is a really big problem.
So do you think it should be, I don't
What
want to say
about like,
a business relationship, but like essentially keeping romance out of a team completely? I think it's a bad.
Yes, I learned that the hard way. You should take every team, like approach it as a business. Like you wouldn't want to be
Thank you.
dating a boss. You would want to take it, because that's where I made a mistake. But now that like I've learned from it, you always want to take everything from a business aspect now.
what I
And
think, what would be a crazy thing is say like an opponent of yours, you know, would you, would
Well, I think that's going to happen. I mean,
yeah, I think that could happen. That someone could
someone who
you know,
competes, that's who you're
hire
around.
a chick to be a distraction, you know,
Oh,
or
that's what
hire
you're saying?
a guy to be a distraction,
yeah,
you know.
like it happens to a lot of pros. Like, of course, I'm not gonna name drop, but at one event, this guy got cheated on by his girl, and it took the biggest toll on him. Like, like after a game, he had to just like go be by himself for like a couple of minutes. Like, it takes a big toll on people. Like all these relationships.
Shit, if I got, so he got cheated on, like he came with her and she cheated on him, say Friday night. Like, was it at the event?
Yeah, it was at the event.
Holy shit. Yeah, I would just quit. I'd be like,
It was
I'm no
it
good at
was
this
a
again.
relationship, and I mean, I don't know the whole story. He just heard that she did and something like that, but I think she did or didn't. I don't know. It's too complicated, but
She's
it really
obviously
did
a
take a
hoe.
toll on that pro player.
Chase, watch it. I don't want to get pissing people off.
It'll be all right. All that guy needed to do is just brush his shoulders off.
Oh, he
It'll be
did.
all right.
He did. After he had like a little pep talk, it was all good to go. But
Before he starts every match, just have him listen to 99 Problems, then he's good.
have like a little family talk together.
Yeah. I had something else. I'm blanking out. So gaming and female gaming in general, do you think we're gonna see more of an influx of female gamers coming in?
I hope so. I really do hope so. Like I try every day to like make girl gamers look good, but I know I need some help. So I hope there's a lot of like girls that are like, "Oh, I want to be just like her," and actually come out with like swinging instead of a bunch of girls that just want the attention more instead of just wanting to succeed and play the game. So
That's the
I hope,
nature of the beast, though, is that they're always gonna get attention for not being good. So it's
right?
even harder for female gamers who want to get the attention for being good.
Mhm. Especially if they're really pretty and they suck. It's just like, come on, you suck. Just stop. But
I think there's
I
a few PMS teams that are like that.
I don't know. I hope there's a lot of undiscovered girls that's going to be coming. Like, if MW3 or Black Ops is on the circuit, I hope there's a lot more girl gamers that want to be really serious and come out swinging.
Sounds good.
What about her career? Like, how long do you plan on, participating, competing?
Yeah, what is the future for your HaleyBaby?
What is the future of Fear HaleyBaby? I'm going to be sticking around the community a lot. If COD doesn't get on the circuit, though, I'm still going to be in Fear. Fear for life. But
I have one question real quick. Is that a catchphrase? Because it seems like every Fear person, even I think Moho, whoever has those YouTube videos, it's like this phrase. Like, is that tattooed on y'all or?
Pretty much what it is we think as Fear as a family, because you can have a team, but we don't really say Fear is a team. We say it's more like a family. So Fear for Life is just us supporting Fear and each other. It's like a big Fear family, I guess you could say. So yeah, it kind of is like a catchphrase.
Okay, and so you were saying, what's the future for you?
Oh, future. Let's see. Like I said, I'm gonna be sticking around the gaming community. I'm gonna be Fear forever and ever. I'm always gonna play Call of Duty competitively, no matter what. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna compete or anything. I have something coming up, but I can't say yet because it's not official. But hopefully, I will do that more than compete.
I think you teased that in one of your YouTube videos.
Yes, I can't say because I don't want to say it and then it just be like, oh, well, it never happened. So
Seems
yes,
like you're taking a play out of the StarCraft community's playbook. They do that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, StarCraft is huge. Oh, my goodness.
So what is what's some non-gaming hobbies for you? Like, so that I guess the listeners can get to know you a little better. And a lot of people, they like to learn about the non-game aspects, like what kind of music do you listen to, favorite TV shows.
Let's see. I like to play golf and tennis. I played that in high school, and I love golf and tennis. It's fun. I like being outside. I like to run. I did cross country in high school as well. Just the regular everyday type of things like swimming. I love laser tag. It's so much fun. I listen to any music, honestly. Like rap, hip hop, any type of dancing music. But I did get into dubstep.
Oh God.
No, come on, dubstep's amazing.
I liked techno before it became bastardized and popularized.
You gotta give up for like Tiesto, Skrillex, Nero, all of them.
Tiesto's been around a lot longer than.
I like
Tiesto's been around since you've been in diapers.
Yeah. Well, I just heard it when my friend Ghost was like, "You need to listen to this," and I'm like, "Okay." And
Tiesto's the most commercial DJ, I'd say, in the world.
What?
Houston,
I love it.
He played at the Olympics. You don't get more commercial than that, okay?
Okay,
that's just
you got
I'm
me on
sorry.
that one.
Nah, if you want to listen to some good techno, I'll hook you
up. Okay, cool. Cause I like techno. It's fun. It's fun. I like it.
Are you going to school?
Yeah, I'm actually in college. I just got most of my basics done, but I actually might move to Dallas to go to flight attendant school.
I have a friend that does that. But she's
Yeah.
in Washington.
They have school for that?
Yeah.
They have, well, not, they have a school, but it's really more training.
Like a technical school.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You went to Lamar?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
LIT.
Oh, okay.
Or you're dropping her location. You're gonna have stalkers now. But
Oh, I already got stalkers at my school. Like, I had 2 guys skip their class because I guess I tweeted and it gave the location of where I was. And I gave these 2 guys autographs
dear
after I
God,
walked
I
up.
didn't know we had those kind of fans in this area.
Oh, you would be surprised. I have lots of fans around here. Well,
So I'll skip over that. So MLG, do you see that as a possible career, or like you said, you want to go to flight attendant? I know a lot of people though, they like to move out of gaming into it, or is this just a hobby for you?
right now it's a hobby, but hopefully it can possibly be a career for me, like a side job or something.
Because I know the industry is hard to break into. I've been trying to get hired at MLG like the past year.
Yeah.
Sundance, if you listen to this, yeah, give me a job. Gotta do what you gotta do. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for your HaleyBaby next year if they pick it up?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure they will, but
Oh yeah, I'm not
might.
going anywhere.
with that
I
Facebook
mean-
poll that started all that drama.
There are some odds that they might not pick it up, but most likely, since the title has been worn out, they will.
They're
Pick
doing
up,
is growing and
yeah.
expanding. I really don't see them dropping games anytime soon.
I hope not,
Yeah.
because the
They
COD
actually-
community is growing.
I'm hoping they pick up Counter-Strike Go, personally. I
Hey, the
wanna see
beta
a
just
good
started. Wait for those pros to give us their 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to about wrap it up for this week. Quick question. Would you want to join us? We're going to be doing an esports podcast discussing the past, present, and future. Would you want to join in on that?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right, I'm going to hold. We have this recorded, so I'm going to hold you to that.
Okay.
That's going to do it for this week of Gamerview. Chase, let people know where they can find you or if they want to find out more about you.
Well, my Twitter is paperbagofwater, and
Every time.
you can also visit our website, TINKTINKDOTORG.
We got a bunch of
And,
good interviews up there with Voice of Duke,
Yeah.
343 Guilty Spark.
We just posted an interview with the creators of Postal 3, the owner of Running with Scissors, and the lead producer of Running with Scissors. We just posted that today, so check that out if y'all could.
And hopefully we're going to get Frank O'Connor soon and ask him why he fucked up Halo Anniversary Edition, but that's a whole nother subject.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's a whole nother cost.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother podcast. We'll have a 2-hour podcast about that coming up. But let people know where they can find you, Haley.
Oh, you guys can find me on Twitter at FearHaleyBaby, HaleyBaby, and my YouTube, which is youtube.com/HaleyBabyXX.
We'll put little textualized links on the VOD that's come up.
Yeah.
This is Adam again. Y'all can find my Twitter at ASBURRIS. It's my last name, don't stalk me. I do a lot of basically spamming about esports and gaming and politics. If you're interested in any of that, you should go subscribe. But that's going to do it for this week episode of Gamerview. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Joe Pesci, any fool while drinking that pop off. That's cause I'm a good fella. Stay about the hood hella much now, but punch clowns if they touch down. While I'm eating lunch now, while I'm eating a burger. Metaphysical, spiritual, lyrical murder. The ill 96 manifestable third eye. Abstract backpack, vegan, skateboards, etc. Rap hella much and busted ass Jetta with Coretta Scott King.